the person you want to communicate. And okay, the next part is for data, because we will know whether you are in DeFi or GameFi or any other specific area. Data is also very important topic. But how to benefit the data and how to use data to benefit your sustained growth. Next will come the Raffaele from Scope to introduce how they can do and how to use data to help the project growth. Welcome, Raffaele.
Thank you so much. Hi guys. Hello everyone. Hi. So today, my goal is to leave you with something valuable, so that when you get out of here, you have some concept that you can use to grow your companies and your businesses. So first, I want to start with a question, which is, how do you grow a company? Is there anyone who is brave enough to give an answer? How do you grow a company? How do you increase the value of a company?
Raise more money.
Raise more money. Yeah, that's a very good one. Okay. And how do you raise more money? Anyone?
Find more user acquisition.
Okay, user acquisition, so more users, right? This is very basic. And then, what if the users, the stay constant? Are there other ways to grow a company? Yeah? Set an objective, yeah, this is in the process, all right. Sorry, what? Okay, build a good product to generate more revenues. So basically, get people to buy more, right? So you get the same users to buy more things, okay? Or you get the same users to spend more for the same product, right?
Use data to drive your company.
Data is also a good one. Thank you, Jackson. So these two are grow user, raise price or sell more, what we have just said. And then there is a third one, which is cutting costs, but nobody said that because marketing people don't really like that. So today, what we're going to do is to focus on the first two, right? So what is the condition for which grow users and raise price or sell more goods? Like, what is the basic condition for this to happen? And it is to know your users better. Know your good customer base. We are going to call it GOOB, just for the sake of simplifying things. And why does this matter? Why knowing your GOOB matters, right? It's actually very simple, because the same user has different value to different companies. This is a very, very important concept, right? So if you know who are your most valuable users, you know for the same amount of money that you invest in them, that you're going to get more out of them, right? You're going to create more value for them. Now, this is a very common framework in marketing, right? So it's a process. It's called segmentation, targeting, and positioning. The majority of the people in this room know this. It's very basic, right? And it comes from Web 2, but Web 3 is the same thing. So the outcome of this process are an actionable GOOB, so an actionable good user base, something that you can actually target, right? And a positioning statement, so a positioning for your company and product compared to competition. Now, how does this actually work in Web 3? So to obtain this guy here, what you will need to do is to filter all the GOOB's addresses from an ecosystem, right? And then you will have to look into their behavior, because you have to segment them, and then proceed to positioning and marketing with your campaign, right? Let's do an example. Let's say that I'm an NFT platform, right? And I want to find my GOOB. So the first thing I will do is look into users of Web3 products. The second thing I would do is I want to see who hold NFTs on a chain. Okay, so this would be my segmentation. Then coming here, I would look into who holds NFT for trading and who owns NFT for collecting them, you know, because they just like them, they want to keep them in their wallet, because they give them access to things that they use, all right? These are two different users, and if I am an NFT platform at this point, I have to look at my competitive advantage and choose which one of them is my goop, which one of them I want to target. Now, Web3 compared to Web 2 has some challenges doing this, right? Because there's anonymity, because there are bots, there are other problems. And in particular, these are the three key challenges that we marketing face in Web 3. The first one is filtering based on behavior. It's very hard to look into behavior on chain. We do not have, it's not like in Web 2, right? In Web 2, I go to Facebook, I put my targeting, I have a budget, I click OK, and all the people from that behavior see my advertisement. This doesn't exist in Web 3, right? So we have to look into behavior, and behavior is something difficult to actually understand. The second thing is we look at addresses, not entities. This is so important, guys. And this is a mistake that not just projects do, not just ecosystems do, but also like the news, the media that you read every day, they often talk about addresses, right? Active addresses. But what does that mean? These are not users. These are not entities, right? So it's as if we judge a person only by looking at when he or she enters in the coffee bar in the morning. It's the same person that goes to work, that goes back home with his kids, that goes to the gym later, right? And we don't want a narrow view of that person. The third thing is something that Web3 is very famous for, is the hype coming from the bots, right? It's very difficult to cut through the hype. Now, what we do at 0xScope is we solve these three problems. So this is what our company does. More on this later. Now let's go back to our segmentation, targeting, and positioning. So the positioning part, okay? Here, the outcome of the positioning part is the positioning statement. I want to spend a couple of words on this too, because I believe it's important that we keep this in mind. And it is, when we position ourselves, we position always relatively to competition, all right? In this room, we are all friends now, but there are a lot of people from the same industry that are competitors, right? And we always try to look for a niche where our company is more valuable than the competitors' one for certain reasons, right? For our audience. This, though, means also something else, that knowing your group, knowing where you actually play and for whom you are more valuable, it's only a temporary competitive advantage. And why is that? Because if your competitor finds out that you found a profitable niche, they will also try to get it out, they get it away from you, right? They will develop that feature that makes them similar to you, and then you lost that competitive advantage that you thought you gained. That is not sustainable. It's not a sustainable competitive advantage. So how do you gain a long-term competitive advantage? Something that is defensible, right? You develop a value-generating force, a VGF. So VGFs are 7 sources of strength for your company, of power, that were identified by Hamilton Helmer. He's a Stanford professor, and he's also an investor and founder of Strategy Capital. Each of these forces, each of these VGFs is made up by a barrier and a benefit. I'll give you an example, all right? Let's take Chainalysis. Let's say that Chainalysis is a data company. They do a contract with the South Korea government for data security. This is an exclusivity contract. So they have, for 3 years, the right to service the Korean government exclusively on issues that entail hackers, for example, exploits. This would be a VGF. Why? Because it's defensible, right? It's an exclusivity contract, so the government will not go and look for other company. And secondly, it has a benefit, because it gives them cash flow from this contract, like from the Korean government. Now, VGF, there are 7 types of VGFs, okay? I will not enter into details about this. My suggestion is you guys look them up, and there is a beautiful book. But what I want to pass through here to you is that all of these VGFs that manifest in different phases of a company's growth, what they do is they depend on how well you know your good user base, your group. All of them, to a certain extent, are connected to how focused you are on your group. So here we can see a very important relationship, which is the following. If you know your group, you strengthen your VGF. And if you strengthen your VGF, you can target better your group, right? And this is a virtuous cycle that strengthens your company and makes it more valuable. Not just for you as employees of a company or founders of a company, but for your investors and for your users, because you give them more value, right? Now, it's time to talk about us, 0xScope. So, how do we create value? We help you find your actionable group and strengthen your VGF. This is what we do. And why do we do it? We do it because if you grow, we grow. If you make money, we make money. Because you're happy, you pay more, right? So that's very simple, but that's how it goes. And how do we do it? We do it with powerful analytical tools that are built on a user-based data layer. Let me give you some, like a taste of what we are capable of, okay? So that you know how you can use our products and how we can help you, all right? The first one is when we process a new chain, we look into all the addresses of this chain and the relationship between these addresses. And if you give me one address, I'm able to give you all the addresses related to this and see the behavior of this user on a chain. And then I tag it, right? Like Instagram does when you like puppy picture and they know that you like puppies, we do the same on chain, right? And then you can download, you can select the labels that you wish to have, and you can filter from all the addresses on a chain and download it and create some plans, some marketing plans around it, or just look into the user base that you just received. Another thing that we do is that analyzing behavior of people helps us distinguish people from bots. Bots have very predictive behavior. Of course, we always have to constantly look into this because it's a very, people who create bots, they're smart people and they try to innovate, and we try to innovate on ways to detect them, right? But we are able to give you a picture of real users and analyze real users' behavior. These are across all our product suite. So when you look for a user, you will see how this user basically behaves on chain, what protocol he or she uses, what type of other addresses are related with, and who he transacts often with. Right, you can note all this information because it's publicly available, and then we process it with machine learning, and we create these beautiful dashboards here. Another thing that we do is that we track the health of your group and the one of your competitors. So we have tools like this one, right, where you can see we score each user base of each project on the supported chains. And we are able to tell you user authenticity, engagement, loyalty, spending power, and security level for each project. Why is this data useful? Because then you can see where you're weak, and you can go and try to strengthen it. You can see competitors that are higher, that are basically, that score higher than you, and why they're better, where the user base actually goes to. Can you find partners to cooperate with that maybe are the same partners of your competitors, or you can try to understand why they grow and you are not growing, right? Where is the problem? Is the problem that your user spending power is low? We are able to tell you like how much money each user on your platform has. in their wallet or across their own wallets, for example, right? And finally, you can monitor the performance of your grant and campaigns. Why is this important? This is important for you as a project, but also if you're a marketing agency. So what we do, we help you show your client what you really did without the bots, right? So you can compare the same project in different time period or versus competitors, right? And you can see if the money that you spent actually has brought some meaningful return on investment. Now, this is just a taste of what we are able to do. But in summary, what we do is to help you find your group and strengthen your VGF, your long-term value. What I want to pass here is either may you be a customer, may you be a partner, maybe you even think you're a competitor of ours, right? But reach out. There are infinite ways that this data can be valuable, and we are eager to collaborate with you. Eventually, we want the entire ecosystem to grow because that's the only way that we all grow and we build the future. Thank you, everyone. This is my information.